The long-awaited gameplay demo for the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was today, and Eiji Aonuma went into some depth with Link's new abilities. Well, today I want to recap that gameplay video, plus highlight some details that you may have missed, as we finally got more details about Link's abilities, as well as a little surprise at the end of the video. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all latest Zelda content, and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Well, before we get into it today, let me know in the comments what you think about Link's new abilities, and let me know which one you are most excited about. Well, today was the day that many of us had been waiting for. It was the gameplay demo for Tears of the Kingdom, so there was much speculation in the build-up to the gameplay reveal. You know, what would we see? Would we see dungeons? Boss battles? Well, we didn't see any of that, but we did get a good look at Link's new abilities. So without further delay, let's dive right in. First of all, we've got an ability called Recall. So this one is an ability that allows us to rewind an object's movement. So in the video, Link spots a large object that falls from a sky island and travels over to its location. You can then select the item with your Recall ability and then rewind the movement of that item. So in this case, we can rewind the movement of the falling block to help us get back up to the sky islands. And Eiji Aonuma did say there were many interesting ways to travel to the Sky Islands, and this was just one of them. Well, next up we had a very exciting ability. This one is Fuse. So this gives us the ability to stick or fuse items together. So by adding items to each other, stats appear to be increased for the item. For example, Link starts with a simple stick, and then attacks an enemy to show its durability. And then he fuses a rock with a stick to create what looks to be some kind of mallet or hammer-like melee weapon. Now this weapon then becomes more durable, and also it appears as if the damage increases with the fusion. Well, next up we have a range example. So Link has a long stick, and then he fuses that with a rake, creating a super long weapon which allows Link to attack from range, keeping out of reach of enemies. Now, it's not only melee weapons that can be fused with each other, arrows can also be fused with materials. For example, Link fuses together an eyeball on an arrow to become a homing arrow, plus he uses some jelly to create ice arrows. Now, all kinds of materials can be fused with arrows to create different effects. That is very, very exciting. Lots of weird and wonderful creations can be made using Fuse, and Eiji Aonuma shows an example of fusing a mushroom with a shield, yes, a mushroom, and that creates a dust cloud explosion when he is attacked by an enemy, and that cloaks Link and the enemy in mist, reducing the enemy's visibility, and allows Link to get in a sneak attack. So fusing what were weak weapons with other items can turn them into much stronger weapons. Okay, next up we've got the very interestingly named Ultra Hand. So this is an ability that allows us to put together vehicles. So in the gameplay example, Aonuma quickly puts together a raft made from logs, with Link picking up each log and then fixing them together with what looks to be a green goo material. So items can be attached and detached from one another very easily, and Eiji Aonuma puts together 3 logs and also rearranges their composition, and he also finds a fan on the ground, which is then attached to the logs to form a makeshift raft. And essentially it creates a boat with a nice little propeller, allowing Link to get across the lake on the Sky Island. Well, Eiji Aonuma did make reference to the car and the flying machine that was seen in the recent trailer, and he said that these vehicles wouldn't be available right at the start of the game, so perhaps Link has to upgrade his Ultra Hand ability before constructing these machines. Again, much like Fuse, this has massive game-changing potential to create cars, boats, flying machines, and all different kind of vehicles as well. Well, next up we've got Ascend. So this allows Link to travel upwards through solid material. This solid material can be a ceiling of a concrete structure, or it can even be a hill or a mountain. Now, previously Link had to climb mountains to be able to travel upwards using stamina, but now we can travel using Ascend. Now, it looks like Link can't travel forever, and perhaps it's similar to swimming, where you have a certain time limit to travel before Link dies or even passes out. Now, we originally saw this ability in the second trailer back at E3 2021, but we only saw it for a short glimpse, but now we know exactly what was going on here. It matches pretty well to that patent that Nintendo filed. Okay, the next one wasn't an ability as such, but this one was skydiving. So we finally saw a glimpse of Link's skydiving abilities, with Link thrown from a sky island during a battle, then hurtling towards the ground, there towards Hyrule. Link can propel himself faster towards the ground with a diving motion while he's falling, and then he can also dive directly into a river. I also assume you can get your glider out to land softly if there's no water to dive onto. Okay, well that is it for the abilities, but there were a few other interesting things that I spotted, but let me know down in the comments if I've missed anything. First of all, and one of the most exciting things, is probably the Zonai Charge. So this was an item that dropped when Link killed one of the construct enemies on the Sky Islands. So I'm assuming these charges are for the item on Link's belt, but Eiji Aonuma didn't mention them in the video, we just saw them. So we did see a battery design in the UI when Link uses the raft, so perhaps the battery meter is related to the Zonai charges. So when we use that Ultra Hand ability, there is a green liquid that joins together items, and that could be the liquid stored in the vials that sits on Link's hip. Well, next up we've got shrines, so it looks like at one point Link's shrine meter is going off down in the right hand side there, so it's going to be interesting to see if they make a return, or if the shrine detector is going off for another reason. Well, finally, at the end of the video, it wasn't part of the gameplay presentation, it was just after when Eiji Aonuma finished, but we got the confirmation of the Tears of the Kingdom OLED Switch. We're going to get a new Pro Controller, and also we're going to get a Switch case as well. So the Tears of the Kingdom OLED Switch was officially revealed at the end of the trailer, having been heavily rumoured before the gameplay reveal. So this is going to be released on the 28th of April 2023, and then we got the Pro Controller and the Switch case coming on the 12th of May 2023. So the Tears of the Kingdom OLED Switch model looks fantastic. I'm going to be trying to get my pre-order in as soon as possible. At the time of making this guide, I can't see any retailers taking pre-orders at the moment. Actually, earlier today I did wander into a physical store and I asked about it, and they said they haven't got their allocation from Nintendo just yet. So I would be expecting those pre-orders to go live later on this week. Well, overall, I thought it was a very good showcase. We got more detail, but Nintendo didn't give away too much. They're trying to strike a very delicate balance by not telling us too many details, but they're also showing off why this isn't just more Breath of the Wild or just DLC for the previous game. This is a brand new game with a new world, new mechanics, and to be honest, just the fuse and the Ultra Hand abilities alone, they are enough for me, but together with the other features, I think this has massive potential, and for me, it is a shoo-in for Game of the Year 2023. That coupled with the confirmation of the Zonai, well, that really just blew me away, and that has loads of implications for the story. So the Zelda YouTuber community has been speculating about the Zonai for years, but to see it confirmed in the game with that text with the Zonai charge item dropping, well, that was an absolutely fantastic moment for me, and really, really exciting, and it's got huge potential for the story. I really can't wait until the 12th of May 2023. Well, let me know down there in the comments what you thought of the gameplay reveal, and let me know what you think of Link's abilities. And that is it for this recap of Link's abilities revealed during the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom gameplay demo. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. For more Legend of Zelda content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to Triforce Times. Or you can check me out on Twitter at Triforce Times. Well, if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, you can check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.